y'all, whoever is working with DaBaby, because, you know, we know people. I'm not famous. You're not famous, but you know people who know people who know people. Someone needs to get the word out to DaBaby and everyone else, because stars are just like us. So there's some of you who is still going out here arguing with every person that ruffles your feather. You know what I mean? Like wanting street justice every time somebody does something stupid to you. Yeah. You, I'm talking to you. You know, showing everybody who's boss. Bitch, you're going to land up in jail like DaBaby. Okay? Now, DaBaby might seemingly have more to lose as far as you're concerned, but jail is the same place for everybody, bitch. It ain't cuter for some niggas. It's the same place. All right? So don't fuck around and seek street justice where, honestly, you just need to put it in the court of the law and not even the court of public opinion. And hell, if you want to do anything, shame that promoter. But don't go off pouring your best Mott's apple juice on this nigga. That's a waste. Especially when last week you were just bragging to us about how you are taking care of your entire family. One of the things that I could say about young Drakesha is he seems to have a lot of level niggas around him. He's very calculated. Yeah? If you haven't had a chance to watch that title interview yet, bitch, you're behind. You got to watch that interview. I mean, I know we talked about it last week, but there is a calculatedness to him. It is the same kind of calculatedness that we see in every superstar we know. I was listening to Joe Budden's, which, shout out, you know what? I didn't realize that I was such a fan. I actually do. Now, you guys are fucking toxic. Joe Budden and his group, Rory, Mal, all of you niggas are toxic, but you're funny as fuck. And you guys are dead ass wrong on a lot of shit. But you're funny. You're funny. I like you guys. You guys are fucking funny. But you're toxic as shit. But, and problematic as a motherfucker. Although I will say that Joe seems to be growing up a quite bit. But one of the things that I agree with Joe on is that Drake needed this interview. He needed this interview, and he needed it to happen with Elliot Wilson and B. Dot. He needed this interview to happen with them because in terms of how he is viewed, especially one of the things that they did not touch on that show, which now it's going to feel like you need to listen because I'm speaking in response to it. But one of the things, and we touched on this last week, but one of the insecurities that you guys did not touch on when you talked about Drake is the fact that he is very insecure about his place in Black celebritydom. And, you know, kind of what qualifies him to be a rap god out here. Because it's almost like he's still not a rap god. Like, it's still good to hate him. And he's got white people love Drake. He's got the bag for that. But he's still trying to get he's still trying to get y'all niggas to love him. And y'all don't love him. Y'all like his shit, but something about him as a personality, y'all won't Beyonceify him. You know, that level of iconicism that exists for Beyonce, where she is beloved by and large by everyone, but the Black community fucking reveres her. He ain't got that. I don't give a fuck what you say. Drake ain't got that. There's a bunch of niggas who love him. He gave birth to a genre, when I say a genre, I mean like more of a cultural genre where it was okay if you weren't the shooter. You get what I'm saying? And people were still respecting the gangster about it, you know? Any which ways, why the fuck are y'all out here playing with Ari Lennox? Why y'all doing Ari like that? Now, first of all, y'all didn't just do Ari Lennox like that. Y'all did Tiana Taylor too. Now, first of all, someone went on a stupid Twitter troll rant. A black man, and I'm saying that for context, but a black man compared Ari Lennox and Tiana Taylor to Rottweilers. I mean, I believe that the full sentence was kind of something more of, it's so funny how they could still be these kind of sexy symbols, but look like dogs, basically. And Ari Lennox, who, I don't want to say obviously, but it touched a nerve. You know what I mean? And I definitely feel like her response, her Instagram live response to this one person's opinion touched a nerve. And you know what it's like when someone touches a nerve. It's that thing that you say that you don't care about, but you really care about. You know, it's the extra love weight that you have, that you are okay with people calling thick, but when someone calls you fat, it touches a nerve because you actually feel a ways about it yourself. It's the thing that you don't have. It's the man that you don't have that, you know, you don't care about. I don't care about having no man. But as soon as somebody says that shit about you, it touches a nerve. You respond. So it's interesting to me to note that this opinion, who again, this was just some Twitter troll giving an opinion, was by and large from a stranger about two women, Ari Lennox and Tiana Taylor. To me, two beautiful women. And shout out to Ari Lennox. Congratulations, sis. You're going to Coachella. Is Coachella still a thing? Or are we beat to Coachella? Like, we don't give a fuck no more. I think festival season is over for the girls. I mean, unless it's something local, like, I remember people actually, like, being beat to want to go to Coachella. I don't hear the girls wanting to do anything that's outside of their neighborhood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if New York is Governor's Island or some shit, but I'm not beat to the street to go to Coachella. Not at 40. I don't give a fuck. But shout out to her and Travis Scott, Rage Against the Machine, and Frank Ocean will be headlining. Frank Ocean owes the girls. He owes the girls amid the Camp Flog debacle with Drake. He owes the girls. The girls expected to see Frankie O, and they got Drake. And so Frank Ocean is popping out at Coachella for the girls. I believe he'll be playing the most significant of the weekends. All right. So any which way, shout out to Ari Lennox and shout out to Meg Thee Stallion and all these people who are doing Coachella. Any which way, so Ari Lennox gets on her Instagram live and she starts to go on this rant about people hating black culture, black people hating blackness, and how black men, you know, are really disdain black women, and why do they treat us like that? And you don't see Hispanic men talking about Hispanic women like this, and you don't see white men talking about white women like this. And you know, she said a lot of stuff, and she was really in her feelings. And at one point she said, why is it that sticking up for myself then gets me called Azalea? Which, quite frankly, you know what I mean? Okay. So let's go ahead and get our tweezers, because this is like playing a game of, what's that fucking game? Operation. These motherfuckers, like, talking about this shit sometimes is like Operation, because once you become a more conscious person, you don't immediately want to go for the impulsive opinion, right? So here's what I think. I think that a nerve was touched. Tiana chose to not respond at all, okay? Because as far as Tiana Taylor is concerned, from what we could gather from her non-response is a response. I know a lot of times people think that an actual verbal response is the only way that you can quash things, but I want to tell the congregation here today that a non-response, no talking, is a response. It's saying something. It's saying that you don't give a fuck enough. You don't even value the shit enough to even speak on it. That's a response. Our friend Ari chose another response, which was the verbal one. You know, she cried a little bit and she talked about the hate and what have you. Now, here's some things I want to debunk about what she said. It is not, in fact, true that Hispanic and white men don't dog out Hispanic and white women. I hear white men calling white women cunts all the time. I hear Hispanic men calling, Hispanic women putas and maricons and all kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, calling people out their name is not specifically relegated to just the black community. Now, here is where I will agree with Ari on. The black community is the only one that took the degradation of black women and made that as part of an entire culture where it is popular to degrade black women. Black men, because you guys started rap, I don't even want to say hip hop, because I feel like hip hop is the grandchild of rap. Just as gangster rap is a child of, not even a grandchild, but a child of rap. I think that those are different things. When we talk about hip hop and we talk about rap, I think that we're talking about different things. So to me, rap music, the very foundation of rap music is the degradation of black women. And now that rap is not just a genre of music, but a culture, we have made it a culture to degrade black women. Now, for many of you, you're going to say, oh no, but I think Ari Lennox and motherfucking Tiana Taylor they fucking dope. But that's not who you popping out to the party with. Come on, my G. Tell the truth and shame the devil. You popping out at the party with bitches that look like DaBaby. Did you see that bitch? Now, I don't mean to call an underage girl, because she is still a minor. I don't mean to call an underage child a little bitch, but I think that the shoe is appropriately fitted here, because she wants to be depicted in a particular light, right? So I don't know if any of you have seen her, but that's a lot. That's who we're seeing constantly in the rotation. We're seeing the same girl, and she doesn't look like Ari Lennox, and she doesn't look like Tiana Taylor, and she doesn't look like me. She isn't the sis with the 4C or the 4B. She's the sis with the 3. She's the 3. And there's nothing wrong with that, but don't tell me that black women shouldn't feel a way about black men hating on us and our looks. And then tell me in the same breath that, oh no, those women are gorgeous. They're fine. They're sexy. I definitely would. Yeah, but that's not who you popping out with, my G. You popping out with bitches that don't look like us. But then you want to tell me out the side of your face that, like, oh, I love blackness. A lot of y'all, I think, be fronting. A lot of y'all say y'all love this blackness, but y'all don't love this shit. Y'all do anything to just be so far removed from all the negative shit that comes with the stereotype of being black, but you want to stay real close. I mean, there's black people appropriating the culture. Let's be real. Not all skin folk is kinfolk. Let's be real. Going back to the Joe Budden podcast, them niggas was like, oh, Ari, you need to ignore that shit every time somebody say something about you, and I don't disagree. I think no response is a response. But I think that what is being tapped into is a level of emotion where I do want to be validated for my beauty. My nose is set a little bit wider. My lips are a little bit fuller. My eyes are probably a little bit more set apart. My skin is darker. My hair is at best a 4C, a 4D. Okay? But I want to be revered for that. And you show me that by who you choose. You show me whose beauty you value by the girls that you choosing. The girls that you saying is beautiful. The girls that y'all are putting in the videos. There's only but so many Lori Harveys, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But, yeah, I don't know. How do y'all feel? Am I bugging? Am I tripping? Should